me. Folks, this is exciting times. We have at least 59 days till Election Day. And I'm coming Saturday, but it's almost Sunday. So I just want to come and bring some good news. So my name is Christopher Hale. I'm the Democratic nominee for the United States Congress here in the 4th Congressional District. And this is a campaign that's on fire. We're setting records that have gotten us attention across this country. Our campaign's been featured in the Washington Post twice, CNN, and yes, even our friends at Fox News have come to this campaign. We have over 4,000 donors across this country and across this state. This campaign has donors from every state in this union. Every state in this union. All 50 states have given this campaign, including Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. Our average donation is $27.11. I think that makes Bernie Sanders happy. We're a campaign that has over 550 volunteers that have made 200,000 contacts with Tennessee voters. We got raised by opponents, Scandal Play, Scott Desjardins. I'm afraid you probably know who he is. Yes, you know who he is. Get him out. Amen. Get him out. We outraised him by a margin of 10-1, but more importantly, we've out-organized him 100-1. That's thanks to folks like you. I know it's been a tough time to be a Democrat. It's been a tough decade, honest to God, to be a Democrat here in Tennessee. But the reason the entire nation is looking to this election, the reason that CNN and Washington Post and Fox News is writing about this election is because they know we can win this thing. They know that we can win this thing. We know we can win this thing. All the metrics of this race point in our direction. This is a district that we lost by a significant margin in the past. Well, folks, the last poll that we put out in May had us within single digits. We've made up over 20 points this summer. We are on the verge of winning an historic election here in Tennessee that will have ramifications across the country. So I got a question for you. Every state in this union knows this. Puerto Rico knows this. Washington, D.C. knows this. Fox News knows this. But do you know it? Do you know that this is going to be the campaign that returns Tennessee blue, that beats Scott Desjardins, that wins an historic election, and that brings generational change to Tennessee and America? Do you know it? I know you're here today, and I thank you for that. But I'm asking you, in this year, in this critical year, where Joe Biden's absolute right, we can feel it in our bones, that something is so different and so important in this election. I'm asking you to give a little bit more, to give a little bit more to this campaign, to this effort, to the Democrats across this state. If you normally give $10, this is the year to give 20. If you normally volunteer one shift, this is the year to give 2. If you're retired and you want to empty out that retirement savings account and invest it into young Tennesseans into the future, this is the campaign to do it. All of America knows that rural Tennessee is on the pathway of winning an historic election. My question for you today, are you? If you're with me, if you feel the energy I do, if you feel the urgency I do, if you feel the love of home and country that I do, I ask you to join me in this journey, this historic campaign, to get involved. There's 3 things you can do today. Number 1, yes, we need resources. I've outraised Congressman Desjardins 10-1. Folks, this is one of the most conservative districts in God's green earth. One of the most gerrymandered districts in the entire country. I can't just outraise them 10-1. I got to outraise them about 25-1. So every donation we get right now is being matched dollar for dollar. And to be very blunt with you, I can't use your money. If you give me money on Halloween, election's already over by then. Over half of Tennesseans will have voted by election day. The resources that you can give matter a lot more than that. We're going to be on the air in 4 markets across this state. Television ads circulating. My name needs to be known throughout this community for me to win this election. So if you can give today, we have folks who can take your donations right here through credit card, through cash donations, or we can also do donations by check. And every dollar you give today is matched dollar for dollar. And the second thing I ask of you is thank you for volunteering to do lid drops and going down the square. Will you volunteer to do do a shift in this campaign. We have over 550 volunteers that support any campaign across the state of Tennessee, Democrat or Republican. Will you sign up to do a shift today? Will you sign up to be a part of this campaign to bring generational change to Tennessee and America? And finally, do you like my yard signs? Do you like the Hell Yes signs? These signs are very popular. We have 1,200 in the ground. We've ordered thousands and thousands more. You remember those man set these signs that were all throughout rural Tennessee this summer? It took that man from about 0% to 42%. It got him name recognition. We are going to have 10,000 signs in the ground in rural Tennessee. To give you a sense of how many signs it is, that's 4 times more than Manny Safety signs. This campaign is going everywhere. So will someone today take one of these yard signs, put it in their yard, put it in their community? It's a sign of opposition, yes. Maybe a little bit of anger. Hell yes, something's got to change. But more importantly, it's a sign of hope. It's a sign of new things to come. This congressional district has produced some of the most consequential elected leaders in the history of our country. Davy Crockett was a congressman for this congressional district. For all his sins and shortcomings, President Andrew Jackson, was a congressman for this congressional district. Cordell Hull, who created the United Nations, was a congressman for this congressional district. Al Gore Sr. and Vice President Al Gore Jr. were congressmen for this district. Scott Desjardins does not measure up to that history. He does not measure up to the best that we have in us. So folks, you might not know it now, but perhaps for the first time you have an inkling in your heart that what I'm saying is true. You're looking at your next congressman. You're looking at the next United States congressman in this district. 254 communities across 16 counties. I've stepped foot and will be stepping foot in all of them. I'm going everywhere without exception. Every zip code. Zip codes that went 87% for Donald John Trump. I'm going and I'm winning. We're going to every community across this state, but I need your help. On the 3rd of November, on the 2nd of November, I'll come across 16 counties one final time. And this big room, which we have a lot of folks in today, will be filled to the brim. And you'll know it then that we're going to win this election. So folks, thank you for having me. I appreciate being here, and I'm excited to be your next United States Congressman. Thank you much.